Reports state Tottenham are interested in signing Marcus Rashford. Fears that Tottenham striker Dominic Solanke's season could be over. Sky Sports have also stated that Roberto De Zerbi will confirm on Friday if he has lost yet another player for the rest of the season. Jamie Carragher on Sky Sports was asked if he sees Tottenham staying up, and Kevin Danso has been named the men's PFA Community Champion. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee and this is another episode of the Daily Tottenham News Headlines. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, like, share and comment in the comment section below. If you're listening on audio platforms, please hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So moving on to today's headlines. Sport in Spain and the Daily Mirror in the UK are stating that Tottenham are interested in signing Marcus Rashford this summer if Manchester United loanee doesn't end up joining Barcelona permanently. Rashford's loan spell at Barca concludes at the end of the 25-26 season, and there is uncertainty now surrounding his future. The Mirror state Rashford has made no secret of his desire to join Barcelona on a permanent deal, having enjoyed his season. He has contributed 13 goals and 13 assists in 45 appearances for Hansi Flick's side and has no intention of returning to United. However, despite his impressive performances, Barca are dragging their heels in negotiations with United. They are willing to pay the 26 million. They are unwilling, should I say, to pay the 26 million fee that would turn his loan into a permanent transfer, and are keen to agree a fresh loan deal for the 26-27 season due to their much publicised financial problems. United want a permanent transfer for their academy graduate, who still has 2 years left to run on his deal, worth £325,000 a week. They are standing firm on their stance with Barca, and current stalemate could open a door for other interested parties. Catalan outlet Sport says that Tottenham have shown genuine interest in signing Rashford and could throw a spanner in the works if they avoid relegation from the Premier League. Spurs currently sit 18th, 2 points from safety with 4 matches left to play. There are fears that Tottenham striker Dominic Solanke's season could be over following his hamstring injury at Wolves, according to the Telegraph. Sky Sports have stated it is claimed that early scans have revealed he may have suffered a grade 2 hamstring injury, which can take between 3 and 8 weeks to fully recover from. The timeframe puts his involvement in Spurs' final 4 games of the season in serious doubt as they battle to avoid relegation. News of Solanke's potential season-ending injury comes just a day after it was confirmed that Xavi Simons will miss the remainder of the campaign after suffering an ACL injury in Saturday's 1-0 win at Wolves. It will be another huge blow for Spurs boss Roberto De Zerbi, who has already lost captain Christian Romero to a season-ending injury and remains without a number of key names. Spurs are 2 points from safety heading into Sunday's game at Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Solanke's reported injury puts his hope of being part of England's World Cup squad in major doubt. Sky Sports have also stated that Roberto De Zerbi will confirm on Friday if he has lost yet another player for the rest of the season. If the fears around Dominic Solanke are realised, it will mean De Zerbi will address the media on Friday ahead of his side's trip to Aston Villa on Sunday, has lost 4 senior players for the remainder of the campaign since taking over as the head coach. Mohamed Kudus, Christian Romero, Xavi Simons and Solanke. Spurs' injury situation is so bad that James Maddison has taken a place on the bench in the last 2 matches despite still being unavailable as he continues to recover fully from an ACL injury. Dejan Kulusevski has now been out for a whole year and is not expected to return anytime soon. Pap Sarr and Destiny Udogie remain doubts for the game at Villa Park. There has, though, been some positive news for Spurs and De Zerbi. Sky Sports News understand that Randall Kolo Muani has not suffered a hamstring injury despite several reports, and he's fit to face Aston Villa. Jamie Carragher on Sky Sports, when asked if he sees Tottenham staying up, he replied as follows: "I'm not sure. No, we were on last week, and I didn't think they would stay up then. Listen, I know they would be delighted just to win. It's been a long time since they won. They'll feel better about themselves, but they're actually in a worse position than they were last week. Everybody around them won. There's one less game to play, and they've lost 2 attacking players. Xavi Simons is probably the one attacking player who's really stood out more than most in De Zerbi's 3 games. It hasn't been a great season for him so far, and you feel for the lad. I just think that those 2 points, and I just think that of the Spurs away games, which are not easy at all. West Ham haven't got great fixtures, but West Ham are really good form. They're one of the form teams in the Premier League right now. They're not losing many games. Tottenham, even though it was a great victory for them, they still played the poorest team in the league and had to wait until the 82nd minute to get a goal. Now, it doesn't matter how long they have to wait, they've got it. They got the 3 points. It's most important. But when you look at the form of the goal and the goals and the quality of other teams having attack, I think it's more than what Spurs have got. And finally, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have confirmed that Kevin Danso has been named the men's PFA Community Champion in recognition of his commitment to supporting community projects throughout the 25-26 season. Wow. So I guess the big talking points in this, outside of the Rashford story, let's deal with that in a moment. But the big one, of course, is Dominic Solanke potentially out for the rest of the season. Listen, we saw him go down against Wolves. We knew it was a hamstring. It's an injury that a lot of players have suffered from for Spurs this season, and so I am not shocked that this is a grade 2 hamstring. It's not one of the worst ones you can have, obviously, but between 3 to 8 weeks, and we know this is Tottenham, it's bound to take more than 8 weeks. It's unlikely that he's going to be available to play for the rest of this season. Now, he hasn't been in great form. Let's be honest, he hasn't been in great form, but it's still another player that you would want to have available to you, considering the forms of both Richarlison and Kolo Muani. And with Xavi Simons out now, that takes away yet another option for goals. Bearing in mind our main goal scorers have been Van der Ven and Romero. Polinia are the ones that have been scoring the goals. Romero obviously out as well. So these injury situations just continue to grow and grow and grow. And it almost feels, unfortunately, inevitable that we are on a cliff's edge. Lose against Aston Villa, and it's a dire situation. Unless West Ham also face a similar fate. But they're not getting any injuries. They've got some form. So it does feel really, really difficult task at this moment in time. Going on with what Jamie Carragher said, great to have those 3 points. It got the monkey off our back. But 2 massive injuries to the squad. It just feels like the footballing gods are against us, and it's just not going to go our way. But you have to keep faith. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We've not been relegated in the Premier League era. We're one of the 6 teams that have never been down. Last season we were in the Europa League final, winning that trophy. It's only been nearly 6 years or so since we were in a Champions League final, and here we are facing relegation. We have to find a solution to all of these injuries, and I think this just basically shows the lack of depth that we've had for so long. Even if you go back to the Pochettino days, we had a good team, a really good team, but there was no depth in that squad, and we failed, or ENIC failed to address that. And we've been playing catch up ever since we didn't sign players for those two transfer windows, and we've been slow to respond ever since, even in this January, where we didn't want to panic and buy players for the sake of it, because we had injured players coming back who still have not come back. So a real worry from that point of view. And with Maddison on the bench, you've got to think, is there 10, 15, 20 minutes in him to be able to come on and contribute? It doesn't feel like it. So maybe we need to look at the youth and see what we can get from there. Is there any player in there that we can bring into this squad, this depleted squad, to give us an opportunity? Looking at the transfer rumour, I personally do think this is a laughable one. If you're Marcus Rashford and you have the opportunity between Champions League, potential Championship, which one you're going to go for? Let's be honest. Is Marcus Rashford even going to consider looking at Tottenham Hotspur? Even if we do survive this season, it would take a massive convincing process to give him any kind of faith that Tottenham are not going to be in the relegation zone again next season and battling relegation or mid-table mediocrity season after season. It would be a very big statement signing for sure. Good player, in my opinion, would be absolutely fantastic. But £325,000 a week, are ENIC even prepared to go that far and break that wage structure? I don't know. I just feel that it's a bit of a clickbait type story, one that's pushing Barcelona to actually make a deal with Man United, using Tottenham as a bit of leverage in there. And it's also one of those we tried FC type scenarios, isn't it, where we've tried to sign so many different top class players that never ever came. If you go even last season with Morgan Gibbs White and Eze, two top players that are doing very well in their respective clubs, and we couldn't get those over the line. So I don't personally think there's a lot of legs to it, but you never know. You never know what's going to come out of this, do you? So you just have to suck it up, I guess, and see what happens. And the final one I just wanted to pick up on is Kevin Danso being named the men's PFA Community Champion. I think it's a really good recognition for the guy, and following the racist abuse that he received a week or so ago, I saw some reports about some of the stuff that he does do outside of football, particularly in terms of homelessness and so on. It shows that he's actually a really good guy, not just a footballer. Very articulate man. I think he speaks like 4 languages and so on. A very compassionate guy, a very grounded guy, and a credit to the team and to himself, and it just shows that the mindless idiots abusing someone of that stature are exactly that, mindless idiots, and much deserved. Kevin Danso, fair play to him. I applaud him for his work and not getting sidetracked by stupid hate. So good luck to him. Fair play and congratulations to him on that award. So I'm going to leave it there. Short one today. Thank you very much for listening. If you've got to the end of this episode, if you are watching on YouTube, please, as I said at the beginning, do subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the idea of Marcus Rashford coming to Tottenham Hotspur. Is that something you'd like to see? Is that something you think is likely? In terms of relegation, do you think we're going to get out of it? Are you still convinced that we will do the great escape and achieve what we need to achieve to get out of this? Or is this just a bridge too far? see what I did there. If you're listening on audio platforms, please do hit that follow button, leave a review. It's really, really important for the growth of the channel. My name's Lee. I am Lee the Dorset Spur. I do have my own YouTube channel. It's growing very slowly, but it is growing. So if you've liked this video and you've liked what I've done here today, please do pop across, check me out. And if you like what you see, please do subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the footballing season. Currently sitting at 2,397. So touching distance. Is it doable? Again, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think it's doable for me to achieve 103 subs in the next month or so? Anyway, like I said, thanks very much for watching. It means the world. And I'll see you on the next one. Up the Spurs.